Okay, part 10 of Kirby's Adventure. Yogurt Yard is finally taken care of, and we move on to the sixth world of this game, Orange Ocean, where I believe things will finally start to get interesting. Yeah, I don't really know what it is about this world, but I just find it a lot more fun to play than the rest of the game. I mean, first of all, it takes place during a whole sunset. I mean, who doesn't love sunsets, right? But also, the boss of this level is not just another boss, it's a significant character in the Kirby series, and this is his first appearance. So anyway, in this little door here we find this asshole, and you see that there's water along the ground, right? Yeah, well that means you can't simply suck in or spit things out at him. You have to pull off tricky jumps and everything, and I'm just not at all interested in that. That is a very, very annoyingly difficult boss, and I think as a result of it, you get the throw power, either that or backdrop, one of the two, and you're gonna need it. The reason they made that mini boss so much harder than the rest of them is because you're gonna need it to you're gonna need that power in order to unlock one of the secrets that are coming up here. Oh look, this part's funny. Look, I get 2 powers and I land on light power as a result of that. And that's pretty silly. It's already light out, so that power is completely useless. But yeah, no, that one elephant guy, well, at least he's an elephant in Kirby and Nightmare in Dreamland. I'm not exactly sure what he's supposed to be in this version of the game. I mean, if he is an elephant, he's just a really weird looking elephant. But no, that one mini boss with the water along the ground, you know, to make it more difficult, to make it more challenging. I already said this, but the power you get from him is used to unlock a secret that's coming up in this door. But luckily, it's another one of the secrets that are guarded by either one of those buttons or those very powerful blocks. I don't know. It's right here though. So yeah, these blocks can only be broken by a really strong power. And obviously, you're supposed to use throw to suck in those 2 blocks, and then I guess whisk it at that block and it'll destroy it. But no, luckily that's another one that you can get with just the hammer power. And we mix 2 powers together again and get beam, which I decided I guess wasn't really my thing at this point. But yeah, what I'm trying to do right here, I'm pretty sure, is mix 2 powers again to get like a power that can break those blocks, so I don't have to come back through here. But I don't think I succeed this time. Not quite. Wasn't exactly willing to keep going with that, and I got myself hit a few times, so I was like, fuck this. One more try. Yeah, we're not gonna break those blocks with tornado power. As powerful as tornadoes are in real life, I guess they're not as powerful as Kirby can swing that fucking hammer. I mean, Kirby's a tough son of a bitch. You gotta hand it to him. He fights all these creatures that are way fucking bigger than him. I mean, he can swallow just about, I wouldn't say he can swallow just about anyone, because there are enemies he can't suck in. But no, Kirby, man, no, he's a tank. There's endless abilities he could have. I mean, I keep talking about how badass Kirby is. I haven't even gotten to the 3D games of the series yet, which he does way more badass stuff than he does here. I mean, I've only played the 8-bit games on my channel so far, and I'd say the most badass thing he does in these games, at least as far as powers go, is the crash power, or mic, or something, you know. But no, in newer Kirby games, like the 3D ones, Kirby's up to some serious shit nowadays. Like, they've done really cool things to utilize Kirby and everything. But, you know, some of that stuff even I don't know about yet, so I really shouldn't get into that when we're only on the NES game right now. The one NES game. Yeah, Kirby's Adventure, if anyone didn't know, is actually the only Kirby title on the NES. At least, well, okay, that might not be including spin-offs. I'm talking about the platformers, like the main series, but there's all kinds of Kirby spin-off games like Pinball, Block Ball, Kirby's Star Course, something like that. There's all kinds of them, and I haven't played all of them, and I won't be doing playthroughs for all of them, that's for sure, because there's not a playthrough to do, really, with like... What playthrough could I do with a pinball game, you know? Or, you know, if anyone's ever heard of Block Breaker or Brick Breaker or something like, whatever you want to call it, there's probably infinity versions in this day and age. But there's a Kirby version of that where you have to break all the blocks at the top of the screen. Yeah, Kirby actually had one of those. It was called Kirby Block Ball. It was for the Game Boy, and it was fun as fuck. I remember that much. Like, it was awesome. I honestly think I should at least show that game off on my channel at some point. But even if I got to that, we're still not there yet. Kirby's Adventure is the second game in the series, and it is what comes next on this channel, and this playthrough is still ongoing. Not done with it yet. In the second to last world, we're in Orange Ocean, where we're at least at the part in the game where shit starts to get real. So that's good. That's a plus side. I mean, this game has a much better version, so that will be the more exciting But now it's time for this part. Okay, so do you remember a few minutes ago when I was trying to combine 2 powers to get the random thing to lock onto just the right power to unlock the secret? Well, this part I decide, with such an easy way to do that over and over again, I'm actually going to commit to this idea. And over again here, I combine these powers again and again to try and get enough power. The crash power, and I just decided, oh, let's give this a road test. Let's see if crash power really is powerful enough to press that. No, it's still not as powerful as Kirby can swing that. I actually lock on to the rarest power in the game, where you can charge its laser up, and I just decided to hit it with a full powered one, just to test it, to see if, oh, and I also fly downwards on it, just to see if this thing is powerful enough to press that button, but it wasn't, and I'll talk about that power way more later when I actually find it was supposed to be found later in the game, because this time I just got it from the randomized power selector when you get 2 enemies. But finally, I ultimately landed on stone power after enough tries, and hell yeah. And what's even cooler is that earlier in this playthrough I couldn't press the button down because there was water in the way. Now I actually get to do it. So that was a very satisfying secret to unlock, especially since I got it in such a preposterous way. You know, it took mixing powers together infinity times to land on the right one, and getting electrocuted right here at the end was obviously no plus to it. But in the end, that is why you never give up, ladies and gentlemen. Always persist. So with that secret taken care of now, we won't be having to come back through this door. We can continue further into Orange Ocean without backtracking at all. And yeah, I decided to take stone power with me after all that, because I mean there is no rock power anywhere in this door. So all these enemies gotta be like, where the fuck did this guy come from? How did he get that power? You don't want to know, buddy. That was a close one. Okay, so that motherfucker comes out of nowhere on you. He's obviously moving pretty quick, so I just decided to take his power. I mean, if he's got that much energy, then this power's got to be doing something good for him. I mean, this is the best power in the game. If I were him, I'd be all over the place too. He's actually kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog. He moves fast, he's blue, and he's round. Speaking of awesome powers, here is the UFO power. And right away I give this a shot here where I fire it directly at this guy, and it's bullshit, dude. You see that? I hit him right in the face, and it still destroyed the health power up first. You know, I understand that you're supposed to suck him in so the health power up is the only thing that remains, but come on, man. I hit him point blank in the face with this thing without even touching the health power up. No, this is the UFO power, and it is the most rare power in the game. They only give it to you in certain instances, and honestly, like, once you have it, they don't even let you hold on to it for that long, because once you go back to the hub world, this power diminishes. It disappears. So yeah, the UFO power is a very limited power, but while you have it, it's a tank. You can charge the laser up, and it can destroy most blocks in the game. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it while you saw it, because we won't be taking it back into the hub world. And I'll see you in part 11.